What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday. Before we get into the scent reviews, I just want to say something's going on in the background, almost like wood cutting or something. So I have my microphone really close to me. Hopefully it drowns out that scent. But if you're new to my channel, basically Tester Tuesday is a way for me to get out Scentsy reviews to you based on what you want to hear about, because everyone votes at the end of the video, and that's what I warm the following week. Now, last week we had a lot of votes, more than we normally do, and the votes were very competitive. So thank you so much. It was kind of fun to see who was gonna reach to the end. So let's get started. All right, let's talk about our first place scent for the week. Just by a hair, I think by 1 or 2 votes, it is Berry Sweet. This is a new release, and it had 22% of the vote. It's this red colored wax. On cold snip, I would say it's somewhere between light and medium for me, and Scentsy has put this in the fruity category. So, the scent description says, fresh blueberries and red strawberries coated in a sweet candy glaze are as sweet as can be. All right, I think what I get the most is a strawberry-based scent, but it's not a vibrant, intense strawberry. It's lightened by something, whether it be vanilla or some sort of note that is bringing down the intensity. It does read a tiny bit waxy to me on cold, and also a tiny bit of that on warm. The secondary thing I'm getting is a gentle sweetness with some dark berries. They kind of combine to give me that second part of the scent. The sweetness is not overly sweet. It's not like rainbow sherbet sweet or paradise punch sweet. It's kind of a lighter sweetness, and I think it's because the dark berries tend to be a little bit more tart than sweet. So that's kind of what I'm getting. Now, it reminds me a lot of, if you make a berry trifle, and so you have cake and fruit and cake and fruit, well, there's almost like a jammy influence. And then I thought to myself, it's not really so much jam, because jammy notes kind of come across as dense and sweet and thick and prominent. This is more of a gentle kind of note. And it makes me think of when you make like a tart or a berry pie, and sometimes you paint the top with you take apple, I think it's apple jelly, which doesn't have a lot of scent or flavor, and you melt it and then you paint it on top to give that bright shininess. That's kind of what I get, because there's just a gentle sweetness and there's not so much of a candiness kind of note to me. So yeah, that's kind of what I get. And also when you're eating the trifle or the berry, it's mostly strawberries at the beginning, and as you go through the layer, some of those smaller berries have fallen through, like blueberries and blackberries. So you're getting the bigger berries first, strawberry, and then you're getting, as the scent warms, you're getting a little tiny bit more of the blueberry come through, and maybe something else like a blackberry. And that's kind of how it presents on warm as well. So I did warm this in 2 spots. I warmed it in the boys' room and Erica's room. I'll talk about the boys' room first. I used 3 cubes in each location that I warmed it, 2 in a full-size warmer and 1 in a mini warmer in the same room. In the boys' room, it was between 6 and 7 on day 1 max, and on day 2 it was about 6. So I felt like this scent kind of carried itself fairly well in terms of it didn't dip a lot for me. But I would say around a day and a half time frame, it really started to dip. So I left it going 2 days out of convenience, because it was towards the end of the day, and I usually don't change my wax towards the end of the day. I just let it go and change it the following day. Erica's room, it didn't do as well in Erica's room in terms of longevity. So Erica's room, I just left it going 1 day, but it was a little bit stronger there. I would say between 7 and 8, and I actually liked the smell better in Erica's room, which is odd. And I think what played into that was I had been warming Cotton Candy Tales in Ryan's room, ahead of the game, at Ryan and Drew's room, and it's almost like that scent was maybe lingering into this scent. And in Erica's room, the day before, I was warming a combination of sugar and iridescent. So it's almost like the sugar iridescent preamble was much better than the other one. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it did smell better in Erica's room, and it seemed to be a little bit stronger in her room, but it died faster. So maybe her warmers are just a little bit more intense. I think if you like scents that aren't overly sweet, but you like berry scents, but you don't want a vibrant, dense berry scent, you want a kind of gentle, muted berry scent, then this is the way to go. So it's definitely a little bit more diluted or waxy tone compared to sugared strawberry or sun-ripened berry. People have compared this to red, white, and berry pie. I personally don't really smell that, but if you smell that and you like that, then that's great. Now, I would say probably medium spaces to small spaces for this. And I think this would be a great mixer with a lot of neutral bakery scents, so definitely consider that as an option for this one. And will I be repurchasing this? No, it's not really my style of scent, but I will either make samples out of the rest of this or perhaps mix it. All right, let's talk about scent number 2 for the week. It is Peach and Grapefruit Mimosa. This one had 21% of the vote, very close. It has this orange colored wax. I only saved a little tiny sliver. It's about medium plus on intensity and cold sniff, and it's in the Easter collection, and it's in the citrus scent category. So Scentsy says, for this scent description, bright grapefruit and sweet peach notes with a playful dash of vanilla. All right, there's different kinds of vanillas. There's like bakery vanilla, neutral vanilla, creamy vanilla. I don't really get vanilla. If there's vanilla, it's just the tiniest bit, and it's not detectable to my nose. So just be aware of that. It is very vibrant with the grapefruit and the peach. It's a vibrant, dense, punchy kind of scent, kind of opposite and a little bit opposite to berry sweet, in that it's kind of a heavier, dense scent. So mostly I think I get grapefruit a little bit more and then peach a little bit less. And I think maybe as you warm it, the grapefruit leaves a little bit and the peach comes out a little more. But they still are very, they're both playing with each other. No one kind of leaves the game. So the other thing is, I think towards, the second day, I think I detected a little bit of orange. That's pretty much what I get. A tangy, bold scent. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit tart and sour. So how did this one do? Well, I warmed it in 2 spots. I warmed it in the kids' bathroom, and I had heard through the grapevine and sometimes in my comments that it was a strong scent. So in their bedroom or bathroom, I usually put 2 cubes. And I thought I'll just put 1.5. That way I have a little bit left to smell if I need to smell it. And I can show you the color of the wax. And so that's what I did. I put it in the night sky warmer, and I left it going 3 days. The 3rd day, I probably could have removed it, but I could still smell it. It was one of those scents that as soon as I put it in the warmer, I'd say like 5 minutes later, I could smell it. It was like, woo! And in their bathroom, it was at least 9 out of 10 on that first day. And then it kind of dipped as we went. So I thought, well, definitely open concept worthy. So I put 6 cubes in my main area, which has 3 warmers, and strength and throw again threw very fast, and strength I would say was about 9 out of 10 there as well. And a couple of times on that first day we had to go and do errands, and as soon as I opened the door, I could smell this scent. It's almost like it threw towards that part of the apartment better than it did in the main area. So I have a note here. On day 1 it threw very fast, and you could smell it as soon as you got to the door, but I did go nose blind to it when I was in the area. On day 2, it was best the first half a day, and then I probably could have removed it, but I left it going the full part of day 2. And even when you smell the wax at the end of the day, it still has scent. But in my brain, it's not scenting the room. Now, like I said, I felt like I was going nose blind a little bit. But yesterday when we came back on day 2, I couldn't smell it like it didn't hit me in the face like it did on day 1. I think if you're someone that likes peach and grapefruit scents, then this is the way to go. Now, the sad thing is, and I probably should have mentioned this before, but both peach and grapefruit are kind of controversial scents. Both can go in a bad area of town. I call it the cat pee or the body odor part of town. Now, for me personally, this scent did not do that, but I feel like it's like on that border that if you're someone that picks up those notes, then this might do that for you. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that it won't do it for you and then you pick it up and it does it for you. So it just depends on how your nose reads peach and how your nose reads grapefruit. This doesn't feel like a white grapefruit. It doesn't feel like a ruby red. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, and maybe it just combines with the peach. But the peach is one of those vibrant, juicy, aggressive peaches. So one thing I will say is it was both strong and long-lasting, especially for a citrus scent, very long-lasting. I would say stick to medium to large spaces for this and let it breathe. If you're going to go to a smaller scent, maybe, or a smaller area, maybe start with a little less wax and kind of add as you need. But I definitely want to applaud Scentsy for giving us a strong and long-lasting scent. It's too bad it's in an LTO, but anyway, will I be repurchasing this one? It wasn't as standout enough that I need to repurchase in terms of scent appeal, but down the road, if I saw it in a bundle or I saw it in a flash sale or something like that, I would definitely pick up more because I did appreciate its performance. So that is Peach and Grapefruit Mimosa. Let's talk about our 3rd place scent for the week. It is Bamboo and Rainfall. This is a bright green colored wax. It had 16% of the vote. It's a between medium and medium plus on cold sniff intensity, and it is our only fresh offering as a new release in the catalog. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, an exhilarating rainfall Pours down over fresh bamboo and bright melon water in a tranquil moment. Some of the scent description reminds me of like one of those food scent descriptions when they're talking about the specials at a restaurant. You know, we have a little glaze. I don't really get the bright melon water. No, I don't really get bright melon water, but I find there is a fruitiness in here, like a bright fruitiness that's kind of layering in a little bit of sweetness. But to me, it's a dewy, fresh, bright green scent. It's not a dark, lush, heavy green scent. It's a bright, dewy, fresh green scent. And there's obviously that rainfall they talk about. Rainfall can come across different things. Obviously, there's an aquatic. Usually there's a little bit of a floral undertone, sometimes even like a stem or a greenery undertone with the rainfall. But then that greenery is obviously coming from the bamboo. What does bamboo smell like? I did look it up. It says it's green, vegetal, and slightly woody. I'm not sure about woody, but I would definitely say green and maybe a little bit vegetal. But just if you can picture the brightness of the wax color, it comes across a little bit like that when you warm it. Now, also when I warmed it, it kind of reminded me of two different scents merged together. I usually don't prefer to describe scents to you with other scents in case you haven't smelled them, but it reminded me quite a bit of fresh cut daisies, which has daisies, but it also has a lot of greenery notes. It has fresh cut grass, it has ivy, it has buttercups. I forget all the notes. But it also reminded me a little bit like you added a little bit of that scent candy apple. There's something about this that reminded me of candy apple. It's probably not just the color. Something about it from candy apple in here. And candy apple came across as a cleaner Lysol wipe kind of scent to me. And this kind of comes across almost like a shampoo or a soap or a cleaner wipe. Something about it, that's the only thing I really didn't care for with this. So let's talk about performance because I did warm it in two spots this week. I warmed it here in my bedroom and I warmed it in Erica's room. Now in my bedroom here, we warmed it 2 full days. The first day I would say was between 8 out of 10. There's two cubes in a warmer here, 2 cubes in my bathroom. And I usually leave that door open right there. So I would say 8 out of 10 on day 1. Day 2, it was maybe like 4 to 5 out of 10. It would vary. I did put it in Erica's room as well. I would say on day 1, it was 8 out of 10. And we're starting on day 2. Again, it has dipped quite a bit. So I would say maybe half the intensity. I think if you're someone that likes greenery scents, you like the brighter, fresh greenery scents with the sweetness and maybe a little bit of a cleaner kind of fresh feel tone, then you would like this. I don't really know if it reminds me of any particular scent. Like prickly pear and agave comes across perfumey to me. Bamboo yuzu is very citrusy. Sunburst bamboo is kind of more muted and kind of gentle. And banana leaf and bamboo, I haven't smelled that one in a while. I think it's a little bit darker to my nose, but I'd have to re-smell. I think if you're going to warm this, I would stick to big spaces or medium spaces and let it kind of do its thing and air out. Smaller spaces, it might just be a little tiny too pungent, especially if you pick up that part of the scent that I don't like. If you pick that up as well, then depending on if you like that part or not. Would I repurchase this one? I don't like that part that I don't like, so I would say no. But I think just like any of the greenery scents that Scentsy puts out, you're going to have a favorite. And my favorite, even though it doesn't smell at all like this, if I wanted to pick a green, fresh scent, my go-to would always be sea salt and avocado. But maybe you're going to smell this and this is going to be your go-to scent. So ask for a sample or maybe pick up a scent circle or maybe pick up a wax bar and give it a try if it's intriguing to you. So that is bamboo and rainfall. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to draw some scents and you guys are going to vote. If you're new to my channel, you're going to pick 2 different scents, put them down in the YouTube comment section as your votes by early Wednesday morning. If you can't vote on YouTube, you can find my Instagram post. It's Patricia Gates, and put your 2 votes there. So I actually have 5 bars sitting next to me and 1 is left in here. So scent number 1 is going to be Evening Sky, new release. Scent number 2 is going to be Moon Orchid. That is also a new release, and I think that's it for the new releases. Scent number 3 is Strawberry Bliss, which is the remaining Easter collection scent. Scent number 4 is going to be Absolutely Perfect. I received this a few days ago and I thought I'd add it in. Scent number 5, I just received on the weekend from one of my customers. It's pretty bad when you're delivering orders and then they're providing you with new scents. She knew that I deleted this from my club and she ordered 2 by mistake. So thank you, Angie. We did a little swap. And I have Dumbo, Soar High Through the Sky. And scent number 6 is 101 Dalmatians Top Dog. And I always loved this movie as a kid. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.